get set up. You see me about to put in some work. We're about to put in some work. Thank you. But I said this to myself a lot, right? Like, we're about to enter 2020. We can't enter 2020 half-assed. Sorry. My mama here, I can't curse. We can't enter 2020, slacking. Y'all can sit. We can't. Thank you so much. I'm not a motivational speaker by any means. I'm a hustler, so we about to get the markers out and do some work, take some notes. All right, let me put the marker up. But first, I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick. I gotta find the clicker. I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick, and then we're gonna get into the work. I'm gonna actually bring somebody up, and we're just gonna do like a live session, okay? So as you're sitting here, think if you want to come up here and do a live session with me. These are one-on-one sessions that we usually charge for. We're just going to do it live up here. All right? So bear with me. So I'm a digital strategist. I do paid ads and help clients do paid ads on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever you can think of when it comes to social, right? But let me take it back for a minute and let me introduce myself to you and let you understand the power of a story, right? Because as we market on Instagram and Facebook, what we're marketing is a story. Whether that's a product, whether that's a brand, we're marketing a story, right? So let me tell you my story and why the story is so powerful. So I grew up in a single-parent household. My mother hustled her butt off for me. Let me say that again, because this is true. It's not even a joke. My mom hustled her butt off for me to keep me in the best schools possible, to keep me fresh. We from Detroit, we gotta be fresh whether we broke or rich, you know what I'm saying? So she hustled. She sacrificed her life to give me a good education, keep me fresh, keep me in all the activities. But even given that, there was a lot of pain, right? There was a lot of triumphs that we went through. I remember my mom sleeping in our car because we didn't have a house, right? And shortly thereafter, I remember my mom taking out loans and mortgages in her savings account to buy us a condo on the water, on the golf course, so I could grow up like my Jewish friends. We lived out in the burbs. Took her whole savings, mortgage to buy the house. Now the house didn't have any furniture in it, but we had the house, you know what I'm saying? I remember coming home one night, and my mom was on the ground in like a fetal position crying. She had burned her whole arm because she was trying to light the furnace, so I didn't know the gas had got cut off. The flame flew back on her and she burned her arm. So growing up, in my head, I was always like, okay, I gotta pay my mom back, right? Like, she's going through all this for me, I gotta pay her back some type of way. And so by 16, the legal working age here in Michigan, I was a 4.5 GPA student. I say this very humbly. I was a 4.5 GPA student. I was a 3-sport athlete at my height. I know I don't look like an athlete no more, but I did 3 sports in high school. I worked 3 jobs on the weekends, 2 being at a sneaker store. So I would, trap sneakers out the back, make them pay me so they didn't have to stand in the line. I would do that on the weekends, and I also owned my own business. So this is all at 16 years old. So I owned a luxury sock business where I would go to sneaker events and sell these socks, bring home like 5K, 10K in one day. This is me at 16 years old, right? 16-year-old Kasey, I'm living. I'm on Instagram, flexing. But I'm not allowing people, nobody knew the whole story, right? Nobody knew about my mom crying. Nobody knew we ain't really had no furniture in there. We had the same, oh, you had that couch in college, didn't you? We had the same couch. Nobody knew the whole story, you know what I'm saying though? Bear with me. Nobody knew the whole story. They saw all the success and that's all I put out. That's all I put out to the world. So that's me at 16, 17 years old. 18 years old, it's time to go to college. And so I started reflecting a lot. These colleges ask you, so why should we let you in? What's your story? Who are you? So I'm like, dang, like who am I? Without all this little flex that I'm doing on Facebook, whatever. Like, who am I? And what's fueling me, right? And so I decided to tell my story. And now here's the part. I decided to tell my story, but that's not it, right? Understand who I told my story to. Now, everybody isn't worthy of your story. Everybody can't handle your story. Everybody doesn't care about your story, you know what I'm saying? Like the story I just told you guys, we've heard a lot of stories today. A lot of people have been through a lot of things. So me telling my story, you're like, okay, you good, girl, your mom was crying, like, okay? You know what I'm saying? So how do we find that audience? And my mama is right here. I just want to say thank you. So how do we find that audience, that person that's going to care enough about your story, that's going to hear you, that's going to protect your story and invest in you? And I'm going to tie this all back to the brand and the business in a minute, but bear with me. So at 18, I'm going to college thinking like, how are we about to pay to go? How are we about to pay to do this? I sit and I write my story. And my audience member, my person that I find, that I told my story to, first time ever that really sharing the truth, is none other than Bill Gates. I share my story with Uncle Bill, you know, Bill Gates. Yes, the Bill Gates, Microsoft Bill Gates. I might just be a black Bill Gates and then making Bill Gates. Share my story, my full, honest story. The pain, the growth. And I remember I said in that story, my mother is the most successful person I know, not because of the money, but because of the depths that she's climbed to help me, and that's how I judge success. So I tell Bill Gates the story. I have the opportunity to share my story with Bill Gates. And I stand before you today because I told that story to Bill Gates, which allowed me to attend the number 10 university in the nation for free. $100,000 a year, he paid that off for me. I told him my story. And I keep repeating, I humbly say all this, I humbly say it. But I told Bill Gates my story. He paid for me to go to university. He actually gave me $1 million to do whatever I wanted with that education-wise from my story. So the power of the story, right? And I stand before you today as a 23-year-old consultant to Fortune 100 companies. And I travel every week to these clients and help these big white men in suits grow their businesses. This little girl. We roll up Jordans. You just want to understand what I'm saying? I help my people so we can keep it in the community. And so that's what I also do with my agencies. So the power of the story. As a matter of fact, the power of the audience, right? The power of the audience. And so let's go to, tie it back to the businesses and brands while we're here talking about businesses. How can we find you, your audience? How can you find your Bill Gates for your business or your brand, right? You go to where the people live. And it's 2020, we're just gonna keep saying 2020 because it feels a little better than 2019. So it's 2020, right? We all know where the people at. We all know where the people at, and that's on the internet, right? We get our news through Instagram. Y'all probably check the Shade Room more than CNN, but that's okay. That's the way the world is moving, right? So let's realize that. We get our news through Instagram. We keep up with our families and our friends on Facebook. We have watch parties and family reunions on Twitter. We live on the internet. So if we're looking to find our Bill Gates, our catalyst to take our business from 5 figures to 7 figures to 8 figures to Black Bill Gates in the making figures, let's find our audience. And where do we do that? Like I said, on social media. And somebody was saying this earlier, okay, I'm sure it's 2020. Everybody has a Facebook page, everybody has an Instagram page for your business, right? If you don't, meet me in the lobby, we'll set that up, because that's just crucial, right? You have to have a website, you have to have an Instagram, you have to have a Facebook. That's just crucial. So how do we then step above and scale up? How do we get to the next level? How do we find your Bill Gates? Because your Instagram, whether it has a couple thousand followers, a couple hundred followers, there's more people out there. This world is big. There's a lot of Bill Gates out there waiting to hear your story, waiting to see your product. And that's why social media is so powerful. I'm gonna tell you, Instagram and Facebook are noted as the most advanced marketing tools to ever exist. To ever exist. It often will have you thinking, is Facebook listening to me? Because I just told my friend I wanted these shoes, and now they showing up in my newsfeed saying buy now. Like, that's how advanced this stuff is. But then when that happens to you, and I know it's happened to you, my mom be calling me like, I think they're listening to me. I'm not gonna say they are or not, but I know that the algorithms are so strong that I can send an ad to somebody that in Detroit or Atlanta or Ohio that I think may be interested in this event. I'm gonna send them an ad, and I'm gonna keep sending them different ads until they buy a ticket, and that's what we did to get some of y'all here. But the power of Instagram and Facebook, so let's take a step back. If I'm a realtor, right, I wanna run some ads, and I wanna show people in my area ready to buy a house within the next 2 weeks. You can do that through Facebook and Instagram. I'm a dentist. I want to show ads to somebody that's due for a cleaning in the next 2 months. You can literally do that on Facebook. I'm a hair salon owner. I want to find somebody that wants their hair done right now. I'm going to send them an ad. It's going to say book now, and you can do that through Facebook and Instagram. So why are we not leveraging it? And I'm going to get into how we can do this. I'm going to bring somebody up, and we're going to talk through it. But for the people in the room that are like, yo, you know, this is a little bit above me, or it's above me now. I can't leverage social media ads and paid marketing and things like that through Facebook. That's not for me. That's not for my business. That's not for my clientele. I'm gonna humble you for a minute, or I'm gonna respectfully humble you for a minute, because the two people in this world that I would argue need no ads at all topped the charts this year by spending millions of dollars on Facebook and Instagram marketing. Two people in this world, big icons, spent millions of dollars on Facebook and Instagram. And somebody earlier said, let's not reinvent the wheel, right? Let's follow success. So if these two people, I'm gonna show you who they are in a minute, spent millions of dollars to sell their products on Instagram and Facebook, why aren't we? Why aren't we at least spending $100 a month on this stuff? These two icons topped the charts this year. Beyonce a little recently by spending millions of dollars. So Beyonce, I'm gonna walk you through this for a minute. Beyonce, y'all know about the Netflix special, Homecoming, I'm sure. So Beyonce needs no ads. Like we all, I mean, I'm gonna buy it regardless. But Beyonce in the Netflix special, Homecoming, as soon as you were done watching Homecoming, the algorithms were set up to send you ads to your Facebook and Instagram because she knows where her audience lives. She knows where to find her Bill Gates. The algorithms are set up to send you Instagram ads, to then go listen to the live album, and to buy the Homecoming merchandise and stuff like that. Literally set up, spent millions of dollars on this. We would buy the merch anyway. We would listen to the album anyway. But Beyonce deemed it crucial. Michelle Obama, for her book, listen to me, only spent marketing dollars on Facebook and Instagram to promote Becoming, her book. After you pre-ordered the book, and it was a couple months pre-order book, after you pre-ordered that book, she sent you ads to buy VIP tickets. She was smart. I'm gonna send the VIP ticket ads. Sent VIP ticket ads for you to come to the speaking event. The book is now a #1 bestseller, still at the top of the charts, and all of her speaking events sold out. So let's think about this. If these people that don't need ads at all are spending millions of dollars on this, why am I not? Why am I not trying to find my Bill Gates? Why am I not trying to say my story to my audience that's not care about it, right? So I was going to do a live demo. We don't have the technology to do that, so what I'm going to do, which is I think even a better option, is bring one person up, and we're going to work through what it looks like to set up some Facebook and Instagram ads, right? The things that you should be looking for. Now, when you come up here, Like, we're all here to network and stuff, right? We're all here to meet each other. I want you to plug your business. I want you to share your story. And then we're going to work through some questions really quick. So is there one person that kind of wants to come up here and do a live session? All right, we're gonna go right here. We got 2 people coming up. All right, both of y'all come up. We're gonna do both. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all ready? Like I said, I'm not a motivational speaker, but I do want to leave y'all with some gems, right? You ready? Y'all gotta put some pep in the step. Walk with purpose, my baby. We from Detroit. We say baby. What's up? Who are you? What's your name? Tell me.
My name is Bakari. I am a fashion designer. You can look me up on Instagram. Pull your phones out. Ain't nobody pulling their phone out. Get your phone. It's BAKVRI. I guess my expertise is prom gowns. So I make gowns. So if y'all have your daughters or your granddaughters or your sisters, aunties, whoever, weddings, I do that. Okay, and I live in Chicago too. Okay, so.
What's your Instagram again?
BAKVRI. And when you go on there, just make sure you be like, oh girl, so somebody else around you be like, oh, let me see.
So tell us your story. What's your story?
What's your brand story? So I started designing like 2 years ago. I never really told my stories to people, so I'm kind of nervous because a lot of y'all in here. You right or whatever. Okay. So I used to live in Chicago before. When I was a teenager, I moved here with my mom. I went to college. I tried to go to college a few times. Really didn't work out. I went to UIC. I got kind of kicked out of school because one, I can't pay, and two, I kind of flunked out of school. I tried to work at a hospital. I wanted to be a nurse because that's what most of us young black girls want to be, nurses. So, okay. But anyways, I got pregnant in Chicago, and I was in a very terrible relationship. So I ran away to my family in Alabama. So I went through this depression. It was so bad. It was so terrible. I didn't even know I was depressed until I used to be smoking weed all the time. And I realized that everybody around me was depressed because I started listening to like audios. The first audio I started listening to was like The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's so good for all of you guys if you want to listen to it. It's very good. And I realized that everybody around me was depressed. So I kept just building myself up. I kept reading books. I kept listening to stuff. I used to be sewing all day, every day. And then one day, no, not sewing, but listening to stuff all night. And one day I'm like, I'm broke. I'm dating a drug dealer who married. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't, like, you know, I was just lost in the south of the world. So I took $25 and I just said, forget about it. I bought me some fabric. I already had a sewing machine because I wanted to sew already. But I kind of gave up because I got pregnant and I didn't want nobody to know I was pregnant. And I was my model. So I kind of gave up that dream after like 2 months and I said, forget it. So I made one thing and I got five customers. And then 2 months later, a girl asked me to do a prom dress and I didn't know what I was doing. But I said, okay, I'll do it. Because listening to them audios, one of the men said, if somebody asks you to do something that you don't know how to do, never tell them that you don't know how to do it. Take the challenge. They said, take the challenge and you will figure it out along the way if you keep moving forward. So I made my first prom dresses, and that, my first season doing prom, I did like 21 dresses. Last year, so I was still in Alabama, and I had a lot of clientele in Chicago because, you know, I lived in Chicago before. So one day I just packed up all my stuff and I moved back to Chicago. Anyways, this is a very long story. Okay, I moved back to Chicago. I was living with my friend who told me, oh, come to Chicago or whatever. So I guess she didn't want me to live with her no more, and she kind of kicked me and my daughter out. And so I just didn't know what to do, but I prayed. I moved with my auntie 2 days later. I had my own apartment. I've been through so much. My car done got repoed before. Sometimes my daughter's still a little dramatic. She be like, Mama, you remember when that man came and got our car? I be like, girl, like, how did you remember that? Stop saying that, like. But I keep stuff like that because now, I guess I'm pretty like proficient. I built my business using like social media to following about 45,000 people. I have 400 unread messages from people who's reaching out. I have so many clients that I can't even tend to everybody. So I literally went from like in the mud and built my business looking at social media. So yeah, I spent a lot with it.
Yo, give it up, stand up. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. We all family in here, right? We gotta cheer on our sister. That's amazing. But look at God though. So I live in Detroit. I live in Chicago now. I'm from Detroit, so let's get lunch. Let's connect. Yeah. Yep. I live in Chicago, so we'll make that happen. So while she was talking, right, while I'm hearing the story, so a key thing in business, you gotta listen, right? You gotta listen. So as she's telling me her story, I'm writing a couple things down, and we're gonna walk through this real quick. So the fashion is kind of the niche, you know, the niche. And prom dresses, I heard this right, is the super niche, right? And we love that because specialists make more money than generalists, right? You go to your anesthesiologist, that man is specialized in one thing. Specialists make more money than generalists. So I love that we have a super niche right here. So when it comes to setting up your Facebook and Instagram ads, I like to think through this a lot with my clients first, right? I don't just go and set up the funnels. I like to think through this. So when it comes to this, like I said, on Facebook and Instagram, we can target by location. We can send our ads to the people that we know are gonna buy them. And so just listening to you, your location is in Chicago, right? So my thought process is with prom dresses, we're probably gonna need to target the area that you live in because you gotta size and do some measurements, things like that. But also you probably can get those things emailed to you. So we have some other interests down here like Atlanta, Detroit, just thinking about the client and where they might live. So you can go into Facebook and Instagram and put it by location. So now we're only showing our ads to people in these locations. So we're going to narrow it down a little bit more to what they might be, to find our target person, right? So our target person is probably interested in fashion, or at least if it's prom season coming up, they've started looking at some blogs and some picture books and some ideas, right? So at least Facebook thinks they're interested in fashion. So we're going to go in our interest and we're going to click fashion. We're also going to narrow it down a little bit more by age, right? So the prom girls are 16, 18-ish. So we're going to put that in there. And also just thinking through this, the prom moms. Somebody said this earlier. The prom moms got all the money, right? So we're going to target them as well with our ads. So right now, this is kind of how I would, at a high level, this is how I would set this up by location and by interest. So just given this, we're only showing our ads that we're paying for. So this isn't just a billboard or we're hoping somebody will see this. We're showing our ads right now to people that live in Chicago that are recently interested in fashion, that are 16 to 18 years old, or a mother, or in the mother age range. And Facebook, if you give it this information, it will actually start finding the people for you. And one more step down to the bottom of the funnel, and that's when we then offer them a discount or something like that. So like, hey, I know you know who I am now. You've interacted with about 4 or 5, 6 ads. I'm about to offer you a discount code because I really want to close you. And that's what we do at the bottom of the funnel. Does that make sense at a pretty high level? So we're really just taking our consumer and warming them up. And then if they don't purchase in the middle, we're about to give them a coupon. We're going to give them some free shipping. We're going to give them free alteration, whatever the case may be for your business at the bottom of the funnel, and we're going to close them. So I don't know if I have time to do another one, but meet me out here and we'll work through it. So, the too long didn't read version of all of this. You know, I really nosed out on your speech, Kasey. I don't even know what you're talking about. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. The too long didn't read version of all of this. I know we talk a lot about branding and story, and it is so important, right? Everybody in here has a story. Homegirl, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Bakar just said her story for the first time, right? We all have a story in us. So the power of the story, let's not belittle that. It's very powerful, the story. But finding your Bill Gates, finding your audience is what's gonna take you to the next level. And I'm here as a digital strategist, like I'm really not trying to sell you on anything. I really want y'all to understand the importance that you have with Instagram, Facebook. I also want to tell you, and this is a fact, you can Google it. Instagram and Facebook are supremely undervalued right now. So the market is going to correct, and it's going to be more expensive to play in that arena. So get in while you can. But really finding the audience, finding the person that cares about your story, finding the person that's going to protect your story, that's going to invest in you once they hear your story is the most important thing. And so I want to thank you all for your time. I want to thank my mom for all the energy put into me. And I want to thank God for this opportunity. I do have a way to keep in touch. If you text Power of Story to this number, I do free emails, kind of like tips every week. I also do group sessions where we can do branding group sessions and one-on-one sessions. So if you text Power of Story to that number, we can stay in contact and I can get your contact information. Also, the full movie is on Instagram at Kasey the Ace, K-A-S-E the Ace, K-A-S-E the Ace, at Kasey the Ace. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. You spent your Saturday evening with me when you could have been anywhere in the world. Thank you all so much. I hope you learned something.
Following me, Annetta. Y'all know it's coming to the end of the day. Y'all see me limping. Give the last speaker a round of applause. Man, y'all know Annetta is not gonna let me close this thing out and do my job.
We closing together.
See, we're gonna close together.
Okay.
Did y'all have a good time on day one? Okay, we're gonna close together. Can I get my stuff?
How many people did their testimonials?